Hey everybody, so as you can see we've got all our discs laid out in front of us, an empty bag right here, and this is going to be making the bag for the 2023 season. As you probably know by now, I've been signed by Team Gateway, which is very exciting, giving me a little bit more support as I travel and compete this year. And I've got a lot of new plastic. We've got our stack of warlocks and our stack of wizards for the season. That's been super comfortable. I've always thrown those. But everything else from here on is pretty much new this year. So we're gonna take you through. This is Lothar, by the way, and he is just a sweetheart. All right, so starting off with the putting putters. So I've got two different stacks of putters here. I've got a lot of backups to pretty much everything you see on this table, but this is going to be pretty much the things that are going to be going into my bag this season. You got the nylon blows, which are a little bit softer. And then over here, you got the pure whites. I got two brand new pure whites. Well, a little seasoned. I've had these since late December. And these are super hard. So I use these for any time it's pretty much above 40 degrees. And then these are some older pure whites that I picked up last season from the Fly Green shop up in Denver. But these are going to be for my circle 2, circle 3 kind of shots, long putts. And then I got this softer stack that I've been using a little bit in the winter. I got this one Nico signature one. And then I also have these two regular nylon blows. So like I said, these are a little bit softer. These blues they're still pretty firm and I can hardly really bend it. And then this one's even a little bit firmer. So just depending on feels, might use one of these if it's below 40 or just if I'm feeling it for the day. So that's it for the putting putters, warlocks. So since it is winter right now in Colorado, I'm gonna put these softer guys up into the bag. Now we're going into our throwing putters. So as you probably know, I've thrown wizards for pretty much ever. I like the bead when I throw. It helps me get a consistent release and really be able to work the spin. So usually I'll throw firm ones in the summer, in the warmer rounds, and then the softer ones in the winter rounds. But it also just depends on what I'm feeling for the day. So starting off on the top, this one used to have a name, but I'm not sure. This is a 171 G9I, which is the firmest you can make plastic by Gateway. And this one is extremely flippy. But I love to throw this one at altitude in Colorado at 6,000 feet. Whereas I like to throw this one over here at sea level, and they fly about the same when I separate them like that. So these are amazing. They beat in very nicely. They get a little bit deformed, but not near as much as a softer one. And yeah, they beat in nice to change their flight over time so you can stack them. So these are great.
And that's how you do that.
Then I've got a really deformed SSS OG Flex, but you can see it's very gummy. I've been really liking this one in the winter, so any rounds that are really below 40. I don't mind throwing the firm ones, but this has just been fun to throw in the winter. Probably wouldn't use it on any pro tours or anything. But right now it's currently in the bag. I have a black set of putters, and this one I believe is called the OG Flex 2, but not nearly as gummy, but still a lot more than these white ones over here. And this one, you can get a good flip over on it. It's not nearly as understable as those last three. This is starting to bridge into my straight wizards, but that's not currently in the bag. Usually I use that if I'm rocking the other black one, which will come up in a moment, and just run two black ones, which is kind of fun. And I used to have two of these. This is probably, I think this is an OG Flex 2, but this is the firmest of those three OGs. And I used to have two of these, and I was trying to just beat it in by bending it, and I actually ripped it in half. So now I only have one, so I don't bag them as often since it doesn't have a partner. But I've been using this the last few weeks because I've been kind of rocking a green vibe with my new green bag. So this one's actually in the bag right now. They're right here. Lothar. Then we got the next in line in that stiff plastic white G9I set. This one actually ran over by a car last year, so it's starting to straighten out, but this was pretty much new at the beginning of last year. but it's very much in the lineup of 1, 2, 3. This is straight, these are understable. So I'll put that back here. Then I got this Evolution Pro Wizard, which is a little bit more premium. You can think of it as like a pro end of the plastic. And this one's just super sweet for driving. What else to say about it? I've been liking it a lot lately, but not currently it's in the bag, because I want to keep it kind of fresh. I don't want to beat it up too much. Similarly to this Soft, which is not that soft, but it's still pretty good flex on it. Soft Wizard, this one's in the straight category. You can trust this to have a reliable finish, but it's not super overstable. So super good approach putter, and I like how it's nice and tacky for sticking to the ground. I can control my landing on it. This one is named Penguin. I forgot to name some of them. Because yeah, usually if a disc is in my bag for long enough, it gets a name. So this is one of my favorites. It has a cool ace on it. This one's called Mr. Whiskers. Nice flippy one. And this one's next in line, pretty straight, just stable. This is that other black one. This is a SS. As you can see, a little less stiff than that soft one that we just looked at. But yeah, this one's great. So if I'm rocking just two, sometimes I just rock these two black ones. So, cool. Then we got this one. Haven't thrown this all too much. This is an SS hemp blend. But it just feels good. Nice for those winter rounds. Currently it's kind of in my bag, so I'm gonna put it in there. Then we're moving up to, these are more the stable wizards. So this is pretty much a new G9i in 170 weight. I don't always love the max weights on the putters. So this one's pretty much new. It's played several rounds, but it hasn't really nailed too many trees or anything like that. Nice and stiff. Then we got this sweet one I picked up from the shop when I visited. I visited the Gateway warehouse last week. This is an SSS, but it's closer to what an SS should feel like, I'd say, and just a sweet green swirl. So when I'm rocking the green set, which I'm doing right now, that's gonna probably be there. This is about identical. This is an SS, but about the same flex. Purple and blue swirl, max weight. This one I should say is a 173, not that that's much different. This one below it is a 167. So that's not in the bag right now, so I'll put that down here. Then I got my first ever diamond wizard. My buddy gave me this as 173 glow diamond. And I like how it feels a little bit beat in. It's not that brand new feel like this diamond is here that I just picked up. But I always turn baselines with the putters, so that's probably not going to be in the bag right now. But I can see it on tour when it gets a little windy. These diamonds are a bit more stable, so I might use them. Yeah, so this one, same thing, a little bit more new. Then I got, these are not wizards, these are Chief OSs. I got a green one and a blue one. I got backups to both of these, but just working in one of each to start. The green one's currently in the bag, blue is shelved. I'm not really sure where that fits in the bag just yet, but I know it flies different than the wizard, and it's comparable stability, maybe even a little more torque resistant. Doesn't mind getting released on Anheuser, it comes back, so that's been a fun one to play with. And then, moving up, this is a very popular Gateway disc now. It's a Devil Hawk. So I got a pretty gummy purple one that I've been throwing the most in the winter since it's been so cold. And this one's beaten up a little bit, absolutely nowhere near straight, it's still extremely overstable. But this one's currently in the bag. Then we got this white one. This, not sure the plastic, pretty gummy too, but not quite as gummy. That one's been kind of in and out of the bag lately. It's probably got the second most seasoning on it. Moving on to this one, which is not quite as gummy, but still baseline. And I can see this one being great in the summer. And then I got my first premium one. This is, what's it say? PhD, so might be Platinum HD, possibly. Pretty gummy for a premium plastic, but Yeah, this one's great. I'm excited to use this when I get that one beat in. Right now I don't really have a reason to have a second double hawk in the bag because they're so stable. Moving forward, we've got, I think this is a prototype, maybe 48, 171, pretty gummy. I got a couple other of these prototypes, but these are gonna be kind of like a gator. So that's kind of in the test pile right now. Then I got a stego. This is a 4014, so pretty much like a tilt. I've been using it in different situations. Probably wouldn't be in the bag for every round, but it would definitely make the trip to every tournament. So depending on the wind, or if there's potential need for scramble shots that are a little weird, this might come in. So moving up to mid-ranges now. We got them stacked from understable to overstable. And the first set is going to be elements. And this is one of the first elements I got. I think it's a diamond metalflake. I know it's a metalflake. Yeah, diamond metalflake plastic. Super flat, very comfortable in the hand, decently shallow. Feels also really good on forehand. And this guy has a ton of glide, and I can really throw it pretty damn far. I can throw it about 450 feet. I don't know if all the courses on tour would need something like this, but this has been very fun to throw at altitude here in Colorado because it's a little bit more stable. I got the chance to throw it at sea level, and it's harder to trust, especially off the tee, but when you need to go right and have a lot of glide, this is a great disc for that. This one, diamond, a little bit more stable. This one's about the same as that last one, diamond metalflake I just got. And then this one is a cobalt. It's a little domier and definitely a bit more stable. So I haven't thrown this all too much, but it's gonna be in the lineup of ones to choose from. Right now, I think I'm just going with this green one because I'm kind of rocking green colors. But I really need more than one in the bag. This is an old disc I used to really like. It's called Scout. This one has a little bit of dome on it. My other one's kind of puddle top, which I wasn't really liking how it flew. But this, it's got the old style kind of curved rim in there that Gateway does, which feels kind of comfortable in the hand. Nice consistent release on a power grip at least. And then, yeah, I don't know. I used to throw this disc for just a shot that goes super straight forever. You can release it on a touch of anhyzer and it will just hold. And curious to keep trying it again. I threw it a few times at sea level and it was actually dumping out at the end of its flight, so I don't know if it just needs to be beat in. It's probably the case. But I don't really care for how it flies right off the bat, because if I want something stable, I'm gonna jump up. This is, by the way, in the test pile. If I want something stable, I'm gonna jump up to these. These are Gateway Warrior. I've got an extremely beat in one from 2010. It's a Mid-America Open stamp. And is it 2010? Yeah, 2010. And this one, it has that curved kind of edge as well, signature to the old Gateway molds. And Evolution plastic, 180, super comfortable in forehand. It's kind of flips good, and as it slows down, it dumps. And then this is, I guess, an old Nicola Castro disc. And this one's super old, but it's still very stable. You can get it to hold a line for a while, but when it slows down, it really does dump. So both these are in the bag right now. Then I got a new version. This one has more of just a 90-degree edge, so more like you're used to with normal disc. This is I think it's a Diamond Glow. Yeah, this one's a 177, and it's a good bit. It's not really a good bit, but it's about the same stability maybe as the Nico one, but it's just a new one. Feels good on forehand. I like it. Moving on up, we got the Gateway Demon, and this one has a decent dome on it. It's kind of flat in the center, so it's interesting. It goes up and it gets flat. And I'm liking it more and more as it beats up. It's feeling more and more comfortable in my hand. It is a smaller diameter with power grip. I feel like I get a little bit extra grip lock on it, but I'm learning how to release it. And this thing you can flex and always trust it to come back. and just a super good Spikeiser approach disc, and flies good on forehand too. It's just not the most comfortable with how that dome is, but I think as it beats in, it's feeling more and more comfortable. It's also got it's pretty deep as well. So that's in the bag. Let's put this guy in there. And this little guy. Now we're moving on up to the Gateway Sabre. So this is actually the most overstable. So if we're gonna sort this by understable. So we have this one. This is a Pro Line one. So super gummy and really likes to stick to the ground. I'm not too good with it yet, but I really like the idea of it. So I honestly should bag this. It's not in the bag this second, but it probably should be. So. And then this is one I've been throwing a lot here. This is a 174 Sabre. Might have some specs in it, but I think it's just a regular diamond. And yeah, this is amazing disc. It's got a lot of high speed stability, so the harder you throw it, it's not just gonna burn over to the right. It might get a little flip. It can handle that stability, and it has a gentle fade at the end, hardly anything. So you can just power it flat and have it go straight for as far as you really want. It just depends how hard you throw it. Then I got a newer version of that one, which is kind of just a backup. Then I got another newer version of that baseline, but this one's a lot stiffer. Still a little gummy, and pretty damn stable still. And then I got this new diamond one in purple that's a little stiffer and a little more champion-like. You can see through it, and also more stable. I don't know if I said that. So that's kind of more probably the sea level one. Then we got the Blade V2. So I got two of them I'm working on. I think these are sort of an H3D plastic. I mean, you can kind of see they're a little bit see-through, not too much. Oh, good bit. And with these, one thing I've noticed is, what I don't like is throw it on anhyzer, it kind of holds that line. When I'm thinking of something like this, a 9304 or 3, whatever it is, I want something that's gonna consistently fight out of any angle you put it on. And while these are very good thrown on hyzer or on flat, as soon as you get that anhyzer on them, they tend to hold it. And I'm not nuts about that, but it's kind of the best option we have in the 9-speed class, so still working on it. This feels good. I've got a lot of birdies with them on forehand. Don't really throw them backhand much, but I probably should. Moving on up, this is probably my favorite disc in the Gateway lineup. We got the Diablo. This is in diamond plastic. Mine have a decent, perfect amount of dome on them for a fairway driver, and mine are pretty stable. I compare these to sort of like what you'd think a Sexton Thunderbird would be. Not a Sexton Firebird, but a Sexton Thunderbird. So the Thunderbird mold, and then also a little bit less stable, but kind of a nice champion colored low gummy feel. So these are really amazing plastic. I love these. And they held up to stability at sea level. Could throw them as hard as I really want, a little bit of hyzer, and not worry about them finishing right. They always come left, hook up. So very cool disc. I'm excited to beat one in and see what it does do when it travels right. But it's not there yet. For that shot, let's see how I like that. For that shot, I rock the Assassin. This is a diamond Assassin. This one 174, this one 174 as well, a few more. But these are super amazing in the air here. You can get them to fly on nice S-shaped shots, or just hold. You can make them do anything you want, really. They fly like a further element. So super workable. And they're also probably the best roller disc in this speed I've ever thrown. They got kind of most of their weight in the rim, which is great for a roller. Nice blunt edge, and it's easy to snap them down and really can control the angle and control the line that you get them on. So super cool disc. Next up, we got the Gateway Ninja. So I got 4 of these when I was last in the shop. These are super cool discs. They They fly pretty much like a slightly beat-in Discmania PD that I used to throw. They got a textured rim on the top, and not on the bottom. They have a bead. They have a curved kind of wall here, which makes your fingers kind of comfortably fit in there. So it is super comfortable. It just takes a minute to get used to. These also sport a decent dome, which is kind of up and then flat in the middle, kind of like a flying saucer maybe. And yeah, these have just been doing everything I wanted. I didn't know Gateway had a disc like this, but the Gateway Ninja HD plastic. And then I got a backup one. Right now I'm just rocking one. Moving on up, we got the Gateway Spirit. So I got here an HD pop top, and this one's lighter weight, 168. Still extremely stable, but I'm hoping that this will beat in to kind of bridge the gap between a Spirit and another kind of ultra long range distance shot disc. But right now it's kind of very stable. Then I've got this one. This is a Diamond Super Glow, and this one is super flat. So I think this one is kind of the forehand one. That's what it's come to. Maybe also overhand or something like that. But this is one I've been leaning on for forehand, but I don't quite trust the Blade V2. So that's maybe in the bag right now. Then I just got a set of these green ones in 170 diamond. A little bit of dome, not crazy. You can get a little pop on it. And these are very, very stable, just like this one. This is another diamond. A little bit of dome as well. Very similar, just kind of different plastic. It's kind of like a shatter diamond, and this one's more just kind of a diamond / HD-ish blend. So, rocking the green right now because we got kind of a green bag going on, and none of these others have been in the bag this minute just because I'm working on this new disc. This is a Gateway Speed Demon, and I got 4 of these that I'm playing with. This one is a 165 nylon blend that has an insane pop top that's just not going anywhere anytime soon. And yeah, it's all the way up in the middle. Just feels a little bit gummy, which you can kind of dig your hands in, just rip on. And this has been super amazing to have. I'm flying very good up here at altitude. I haven't given it a shot yet at sea level. I do think I'll be able to trust it, but it's going to be more of something that gets a good bit of right turn before coming back. Moving up, we got these, I think these are like platinum, max weight, 173, so not quite. And then this one, 173 as well. Pop top as well, but not quite as exaggerated. And these, yeah, pretty high parting line. These are pretty stable. This is just going to be like your brand new Halo Destroyer or something like that. And I've been working one in and can't wait to need another one, but it's not quite time. And then this final one is another nylon blend. It's a 176, and it's super flat and a very high parting line. And this is just going to be a forehand weapon that's just not going to go anywhere. And this could also be a better thumber possibly than those spirits I was looking at. Okay. Finally, we got the Gateway G1. I got 2 of these more HD / Innova Pro style ones. This one's extremely beat. Well, it's not really extremely beat, but it's very, very flippy. More flat. I think it's kind of lost its dome in time. And then this one is same plastic, but a little bit more dome. It's got more stability. So usually I don't bag these, but if I'm playing mountain golf, anything above really 6,000 feet altitude, these are very good discs to have, so you can get something that goes right. And then these have kind of been my more workhorse G1s. These are diamonds. I think they're max weight. 175, 174. So I guess I should be this one in first. But yeah, these get a good flip up, and they just crush up here at altitude. And at sea level, you can easily get them to just hold over. But I think you can control them at sea level if you give them enough hyzer. And I know there's some runs of G1 that are very stable, some metalflake ones, things like that. So still need to play with it more, but these are definitely all being played with a bit. bagging one right now, so I might actually put the big one in. So that's about it. Then also in the bag, we got wheel sack. Got a new wheel sack, lost mine last year, which is sad. I got a rangefinder, which I keep clipped so I don't lose it. Get some money, probably shouldn't have that in there. I got this wooden mini that was given to me up in Wyoming, which I'm very thankful for. A very sweet mini made by mini2pro.com, which I think they don't exist anymore. And then I have my Vibe disc golf mini. Shout out to Marshall Blanks up in Texas. And keep myself a stretch band. I like to use that for warming up and different things. Water bottle, got my tags, and that's about it. And here we got, keep some sunglasses. I think that's everything in there. And that should do it. So yeah, look forward to playing the 2023 season. We got some big stuff coming up, so stay tuned.